All right, we will be creating materials for these three objects we just created. And in order to do so, I will select the window menu, then the rendering editors option, and Hypershade. Then once the Hypershade editor appears, I will see that I have so many materials and textures available. But for now, we'll just concentrate on very basic ones, which are the Blinn, the Lambert, and the Phong. Before creating them, I see that Maya by default has a Lambert created, which this object will be applied to every object I create from the beginning. So if I just start drawing objects like we've done in the other tutorials, you see that they already have some appearance, some type of material attached to them, and that's because Maya by default has this Lambert material, and it uses it to create the other objects as a default. But if I click here on Blinn, Lambert, and Phong, I create three different new materials, which by default have a crazy name here, but I can change it. So in order to do that, I will be assigning one of each material of these materials to these three different objects. So I'll double click on the Blinn one. And by doing so, I see that I have my attribute editor view. If you don't see it, chances are you have this little icon in the upper right corner turned off. It's like a folder and with some squares and rectangles into it, and that's the attribute editor. If you don't have it, you can just double click on the material and it will appear eventually. Okay, so I have different attributes here. The first one and the most basic is the color one. If I click over the rectangle, a swatch appears where I can select the color that I want for that object in particular. In this case, I will select a bright red for it. And then for the Phong, for this Phong material, I will double click on it and I will select yellow color. And this is just to go in accordance to these three colors that we predefined already. Okay. So I want to have a bright yellow there, and then I'm going to select the Lambert again, double click over it, and I'm going to change its color to blue, which is around this one. Okay. Now that I have these three attributes created, I can assign them to these objects, and the easiest way to do that is if I middle click over the object, I select the Blinn to start, then I middle click, and you see how my cursor changed, and I will drag and drop it over the object I want, and I can see that the material was already applied to it. Then I'll select the Phong, middle mouse button, drag and drop over the object, and same thing for the Lambert. Middle mouse button, drag and drop, and I have it there. Okay. So now I see that I have these three objects, each one with its different materials added, and that's an easy way to change the materials. It's very basic. Just for the homework we have right now, we have for your assignment, for your first assignment, this will be enough in order to make the shape we talked about. Right? See you next one.